castles, strongholds for lords and kings, often used to subjugate their people. But some strongholds also serve as protection for common folk. They are called refuge castles, and one such refuge castle is situated on the Danish island of Falster. It is among the biggest refuge castles in northern Europe. It is the year of our Lord 1158. Absalon is appointed Bishop of Roskilde. His best friend is King Valdemar I. In the years to follow, they'll be close allies through wars and conquests. A few decades later, Absalon decides their history should be told. He hands over the task to a young, gifted scribe named Saxo, and he sets out to write the history of the Danes. As for the year 1158, he says this.
That same year, the town of Aarhus was raided by pirates, and the people of Falster, the few there were, had to retreat to their common fortification against an immense Wendish fleet.
The Wends consist of various Slavic tribes. They inhabit the northern parts of modern-day Germany and Poland. The Danes and the Wends had been at war since before the Danish Christian era. And from the medieval Christian perspective, the Wends are heathens. They must be converted to Christianity, and if necessary, by force. But now there is a mystery. Where is the fortification mentioned by Saxo? In 1830, Peter Erasmus Müller, Bishop of Zeeland, translates Saxo's work from Latin into Danish. As he translated the Latin term publica munitione, meaning common fortification, he used the old Danish word virke, and virke means fortification. So he searches for something on the island with that name. And he found a small village named Virket. This confirmed to him that it was a good idea to use the word Virke in the translation, yet the actual location of the fortification was still unknown. Then, in 1906, the National Museum of Denmark became aware of ancient moats and ramparts running almost 2 kilometers through Hannover Forest. It was decided that this is the long-sought fortification mentioned by Saxo. Even today, this is still called Falsters Virke. But are the ramparts in the forest really the fortification that Saxo mentioned? In 1908, one man dares to make a bold connection. The historian Jürgen Ulrich believes the fortification is located somewhere else. He points to another site, even closer to the village. A local Danish broadsheet says this about the site.
Since ancient times, there was a castle here. And at the southern end of the lake, there is an elongated mound with rubble and charcoal in quantity. These are the last remains of Trygge Castle that, since times of old, has risen from this hilltop into the sky.
Trygge, that is a word of Old Norse origin. Still used in Danish, it means to be safe. Trygge Castle was long thought to have been just a small medieval castle situated at the southern end of the lake and not related to the fortification mentioned by Saxo. Since 2009, Leif Plith from Museum Lolland-falster and his team of archaeologists have been investigating the true location of the fortification mentioned by Saxo, and they do not believe it is the small ramparts in the forest. As part of their investigation, they had their eyes on the somewhat strange rampart at Trygge Castle. Something was odd. Had the previous registration of the site been wrong? So they set out to conduct further investigations of Trygge Castle. The southern part was previously thought to have been a natural slope. But it turns out this is a man-made rampart. That means the entire site from north to south has an area of 70,000 square meters. It also seems to have a very long history. Samples taken here date it to at least the 9th century, making it one of the biggest refuge castles of the Viking Age. Furthermore, the investigations also reveal deeper layers of construction. It may perhaps date as far back as the 7th century. It also seems this fortification was abandoned by the 13th century, placing it right at the center of the events described by Saxo. Future investigations may hint at even more clues and unearth the secrets of what Plith now calls Trygge Virke, Falsters Refuge Castle.